Good morning, my gorgeous friends on the internet. In today's episode, we are gonna be doing some fancy animations. So are you tired of... Are you cheating? Are you looking at me on the screen there? You little rascal. Are you tired of seeing websites that look like this? And when you refresh the page, it just loads up. So boring, incredibly boring. And look at this idiot breaking the laptop and enjoying the sun. So this is not what we're going to be making, but we're going to be making something like this. So when you join, you have nice text animations, nice everything, just super nice animations. The presentation becomes nicer and whoosh, there you go, once more. Also, what I want to say is I'm going to be making the React course. I'm still working on it. It's going to take 10 years, confirmed by aliens. This is the format that we're going to be using for the course. So let me know if you like it. I like it. I think it's more fun and more interactive. It feels like we're not learning programming, which is always a good thing. Okay, let's stop. Let's head into the codes. Okay, so, okay, my speaker is making weird sounds. Get the hell out of here. Oops. Okay, so here's what we're going to be making. Let's head into our, this is not the finished code, but this is what we basically need. Okay, I set up here an empty app.js. I set up a simple style. Actually, let me get rid of all the code that we have here. So get rid of everything. And I just remove all the margins and paddings, you know, the good stuff. And here in the index.html, I have two fonts that I installed. So the first one is Hebel. And the second one is Lobster, okay? So if you know, you should know how to do this. I'm not gonna teach you. Okay, I'm gonna show you, fine. So you just need to go here to Google Fonts and then you search, okay? And then you add, click, and you select the style and you copy this. Okay, you know how to do it. And the second thing here, so I just have my script app, so this thing that's empty. And I also have GSAP, which is the animation library that we're going to be using. If you don't know how to add that, just search GSAP tutorial and find a better video than this one. I'm joking. So just GSAP 3 CDN, okay? Just search that, and the first one is going to be the one, and then this is the one, GSAP min, and just click on copy script tag, and then you just paste that in here. And that's it. And I messed up the code. Oh my goodness. Okay. You can download the GitHub, which I linked with the finished code if you're superbly lazy. But I highly recommend you to follow along for the funs. I also have a random image here with a guy. I don't know. I don't know what this is, but we have this as well. Okay, so let's go here to our index.html and just click open live server. Okay, and that's gonna open up this empty file here that we have. Wow, fascination. Let me close up the other ones here. There we go. And let's get going. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is just write a bit of HTML code. So go here in the body, go into the body. And in here, all we're gonna do is do a simple landing page, superbly simple. We're gonna have a main tag, and here we're gonna have a section that's called landing. Like that, okay? And here I'm just gonna have the logo, which is gonna be H1, a float, with an ID of logo, okay? And I'm just gonna throw in a UL in here with an LI, with a class of nav links, and just a few LIs. I cannot speak. Home, copy this 2 more times, let's do contact, and let's do a boot. About. Okay, super simple, nothing too crazy. Okay, let's scroll down here. After the UL, I'm just gonna throw in our big text, H2 big text, like that, and this is gonna say stay afloat. Okay, this is that large text. Okay, got rid of it. You're gonna see if you didn't see at the beginning. Okay, just some super basic style text in here. Okay, but after this, what we need is those sliding things that you saw in the intro. So what we're gonna do is just create a div called intro, like that. And in this intro, I'm gonna drop in a intro text. Okay, so these are the text animations that we can see. In here, I'm just gonna have a h1 with a class of hide. And in the h1, I'm gonna have a span with a class of text or something, I don't know. Like that. This is gonna say creating innovation. There we go. I'm gonna copy this h1 2 more times. 1, 2, like that. Let me close this up for extra space. This is gonna be for every day. Again, this doesn't really matter. Everyday people. Okay. So again, we're going to use this h1 to kind of hide the span that we have in here. All right. So these are going to pop out of the h1 and we're going to add some styling to it. You're going to see how it goes. Okay. And after all of this whole intro thing, down after the intro, I'm just going to add a simple slider div and that's it. Okay. Super simple. Okay, we can head into our style.css. So let's take a look at our thing here. This is what we currently have. Super boring, nothing interesting. Let's head to our style. And here I'm just gonna get the main and I'm gonna copy over that font family, this Hebrew thing. Okay, now I'm just gonna get the landing, the whole page. I'm gonna add a min height to it. 100 VH, okay, just adding some height. And adding this thing to the background. So background URL and the URL, why you do this? It's gonna be hero JPEG. Okay, so if we take a look, it sucks. We see the first one and we see a second one there, so we don't want that. So we can say background size, cover, okay? It's gonna cover up the whole section for us, like that. And that's kind of nice. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is just add some padding. 0 rem, 5 rem. What does this mean? It means that I'm adding 0 top and bottom, but I'm adding left and right. So I'm going to add a bit of padding here and a bit of padding there and a bit of padding for everybody. Okay. Now we can grab the nav. I'm just going to add a display flex. Justify content items, let's do items center, and justify content space between. Okay, so when we add center, it's gonna center it, and space between is gonna, it's not working. Why you do this? Nav, did we add a nav in here? No, we didn't. So make sure to go back here and wrap your UL inside a nav. Actually, we can wrap everything. So the H1 with the logo and the whole UL section here. So this is how it should look. Nav with the H1 and the UL. Okay, now we take a look and it works. So we have a float there and we have our UL. However, even though we centered it here, it doesn't have, our nav does not have a height. So we can just add a min height to this of like 10 VH, just like that. It doesn't work. Wow. Refresh. What did we mess up? Okay, so it's not justify items. You have to say align items. And then it drops it in the center. This still looks like crap. So let's fix that. We can just grab the nav links, which is the UL, and just add a display flex to it, which is going to put them side by side like that. Okay, and then down here, we're going to get rid of, what the hell is that? What did I press? List style. Okay, never mind. Let's just do list style. And here we're going to say none. So it's going to get rid of those little balls that we all love. Okay. Now we can head down here. Okay, what was that? I'm sorry. We can go down here and say nav links li. I'm just going to add a bit of padding to the left. 10 rem. Actually, that's quite a lot. 10 rem. Okay, it spaces it out here. Wow. Amazing technologies. Font size 1.2 rem. Okay. What did I do? Oh, I increased the size of this. Wow. Look at that. It's not even clickable. It's like we're faking websites. Fantastic. What are we doing? Oh, we're building the animation thing. Okay. So next up, so this is kind of done. Well, actually, let's take this thing and just drop it in the middle there. So we can do logo. I'm going to copy over the font family like that. Lobster. I'm going to change the font weight to lighter and the font size to 2 RAM. Well, that doesn't work. Why won't it work? Oh, it's okay. It worked. It's this one. Never mind. What I want to do is also grab the big text. So this is our big text right here, but it's small. So big text. I'll tell you what else is big. Position absolute. Okay, if we add position absolute, we can move it around wherever we want. So I'm going to say top 30%, left 50%. And now if we take a look, it's here. So it's not in the center. I mean, it's in the center if you take a look from the center. However, we have the text going here. And it can go longer and longer. So what we do is we take this whole text and we move this whole text back by 50%. Okay, so even though it starts from the center, it's not really centered. So you can use the transform, translate, translate, and we can say minus 50% on the X and Y, and then minus 30% on the top and bottom. And look at that, perfectly centered, wow. And we're gonna make a font size of 5 rem. I'm gonna copy over, I'm cheating. The font family is gonna be stolen. There we go. Super big. But I kind of want to get the color from the shoes here or from the water so it blends together. So color, I already know what this is. So you can just say 61, 61, 61 and hit save. And look at that, it blends together. Wow. Okay, so we have our little landing crap here. However, we still need to add our animation. Okay, so let's focus all on the animation. So first of all, we have to style it. Surprise. Okay, so I'm gonna get this whole intro section here that contains pretty much everything besides the slider. So I'm gonna go down here, I'm gonna say intro, and all I'm gonna do to this is just add a background of black, okay? Which is gonna make everything black, but it doesn't. Why? Because it's down here, see? So what I wanna do is cover this whole thing up. And you can do that by adding a position fixed. Again, adding position fixed, you can move this around wherever you want. So I can say top 0, left 0. Top 0 being up here, and left 0 being here. So what I can do is stretch this out with the width and the height to 100% to cover up the whole thing. So width 100%, height 100%, hit save, and look at that, it's all darkness, just like our lives. Back to the code. Okay. So now that everything is covered with darkness, what we can do is add a display. Basically what I want to do is position the text in the center. So let's just get the text first of all. Let's go intro text. Color, I don't know, ice blue, some blue, yeah, like, okay, that's good. And then font family, let's do the, what did we do? Not lobster, the other one, the Hebrew. Let's copy the Hebrew over right here. Okay. And then we're gonna do a font size of 3 RAM. Okay. Can we see? Amazing. And now I just want to put it in the middle. So to put it in the middle, I'm just gonna display this mother lover. Display flex, justify content center, align item center. Okay, that should do the trick. It did the trick. I don't like this. I think I'm gonna go just a little grayish, a little bit of grayish color. Okay, yeah, that's good. Fantastic. What else do we need to do? Oh, okay. So this is our intro that contains our text. Okay. However, we also made a slider that's outside of this div. Right here. Okay, it's just a slider standing alone. This is just for extra spiciness and effect. So I'm just gonna take the slider. We can kind of copy over everything actually. So let's just copy over the intro down here, change this to slider, and I'm just gonna pick a different color here. So we can click, kind of get a grayish blue here to match the website. So something like that. Okay, but position is still gonna be fixed. This is still good. I'm just gonna get rid of this display thing. Okay, so it's like that. It's too bright. Dark grayish. A bit more. That's good. That's fine. So now what I want to do is take this and just move it all the way down so we cannot see it. Transform, translate Y. I'm going to take the Y axis, which is up and down. I'm going to add 100%. And 100% is going to move it down by 100%. So now we cannot see anything. It's all darkness again. So it's right down here, so we can push it up whenever we want to. And that's the whole CSS and index.html. Thank you very much. So now the JavaScript is extremely simple. We can head here and just use GSAP for animation. And GSAP is such a fantastic tool. It's the best animation tool, actually. You can quote me on that one because it's really fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to say const DL. We're going to create a timeline. And what the timeline allows us to do is to chain together multiple animations. We're going to see. So to create a timeline, we're going to use the GSAP library. We're going to say gsap.timeline. Okay, and you can actually add a curly bracketrino in here, and you can add defaults. So just default, like how long do you want each animation to happen if you want to. So I can do default like that, and you need to add another pair of curly brackets in here. So it's an object within an object. Wow. The only default actually is defaults with an S. I'm going to add here is ease. And this is going to be, I don't know what this is. It's called power1.out. That's the name. And hit save. Okay. So make sure you don't mess this up because it's very easy to mess it up. I can confirm. Okay. Copy it. Did you copy it? Good. Perfect. So we have our timeline now. So now we can just select different items, elements in our index.html, and we can kind of animate them the way we want. So I'm going to grab the TL. Actually, no, let's stop. I forgot one thing. We need to hide the text here because right now it's showing, right? So if we go here to our style.css, I almost forgot the most important detail is to hide the text. What do we need to do? Okay, so we can go here. Just let's go all the way down here. We can grab the hide. Okay, that's the H1, and we can just add a background to it. Background aqua. Close your eyes because it's gonna blast you. Okay, so I'm gonna add black here as well to hide the text. Black. Okay, fantastic. Now it still looks like this, which is okay. But we can grab the span. So hide span. I'm gonna add a transform, translate Y 100%. So we're gonna move down these spans. Now if you're gonna take a look, oh no, it's not working. They did not move down. What is this madness? Well, spans are inline elements. So what we need to do is we need to add a display of inline block, which allows us to mess around with the transform up and down. Okay, so if we take a look now, everything moved down. However, I do not want that. I want these to be hidden behind the darkness. So what we can do is just add an overflow hidden to all the H1s, which is going to hide everything just like that. Perfect. So hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, then I'm sorry. Okay, so let's get back to our animations. We can say TL. We can use this timeline that we just made. I can say to. So where do I want the animation to go to? The first argument here, so add parentheses, is going to be the element you want to animate. In this case, hide text. Is that what it's called? No, that's not what it's called. It's called... Wait, what did I do? It's just called text. Whatever. Okay, let's just do text. So the span, okay, we're grabbing the span here. And that's the first argument, comma. The second argument is going to be an object. So add your curly brackets. And here, we're just going to specify the animation we want to do. So I'm going to say y, parentheses, quotes. I want to move it back to 0%. Hit save. And I guess we also need to add a duration. So how long do I want this to last? Duration is going to be, let's do 1 second. Just write 1. Okay, so look at that. Everything just pops up magically. Wow. However, I want these to come up separately, one by one. How do we do that? Super simple. GSAP is just amazing. You can just add a stagger. And I can specify a time, like 0.25 seconds, so 250 milliseconds. Look at that. How easy and wonderful that is. So again, what I'm talking about this timeline is if I add another TL2, basically after this animation finishes, the next one is going to start. Okay, so that's the difference between just using GSAP 2 or something like that. If you use a timeline, they chain together. I'm going to grab the slider next, comma. Here I'm going to say y is going to go from, it's going to go to minus 100% like that. And the duration is going to be 1.5 seconds. Okay, so if you remember, we pushed it down 100 and now we're moving it back all the way to the top. You're going to see. Take a look. Okay, so that slider thing is going to do a little whoosh like that. That's fantastic. Okay, however, I don't like that we cannot see the text. So when you visit the page, I can barely read that. It already starts moving. So I'm just going to add a little delay here, comma, delay. I'm going to say 0.5 seconds, like that. Okay, let's take a look now. Okay, so it stops a little bit, which makes it nicer. However, this black darkness is still here, so I want to push this up as well while this thing moves. So let's go here. TL2. I'm just going to get the whole intro section. Comma, y. Again, I'm going to move this to minus 100%. Comma, duration. Let's do 1 second here. And hit save. Let's take a look. The problem is, well, this kind of has to wait for this to finish so this can start moving. However, we can get around that by adding a comma after the object here and just adding minus equals 1. So what this means is, hey, start 1 second faster. Okay, and this basically, since the duration here is 1.5, it's kind of going to start at the same time. So take a look now. So they're kind of going at the same time now, which is cool. So I like this. Now again, you can kind of mess around with this. I can start this -2. Okay, so it starts 2 seconds faster. Okay, so you can start basically going backwards here. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Finally, I'm gonna say TL from 2 this time. What you can also do is specify a starting point and an ending point. So basically, these have an opacity of 1 to them. However, if I use from 2, I can grab the nav. So nav, make sure you don't add a dot here, okay? Because it's not a class. I can specify the first object to start from 0 and then go to 1. So you can also do this, which is fantastic. Okay, comma, let's also do a duration here, comma, duration 1, 1. Okay, let's see if that works. So there we go. And we can pretty much copy this and paste it down here and do the same thing with the big text. Big text. This has a dot here because it's a class. Okay, and there we go. Hit save. Let's take a look. Fantastic. Now, I'm gonna do these at the same time. I don't want the delay here. Okay, I don't want this to be delayed. So again, I can just go here at the end and add a comma, minus equals 1 at the end, just like that. So these now start at the same time. Wow. How about that? Fantastic. We are innovating on this channel. And that's just crazy. Hope you enjoy this effect. Let me know what you think. Again, links are going to be in the descriptions. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you're doing good. Hope everybody's good. My health has been okay. Today I feel fantastic, so I thought I'm gonna film the programming. Yesterday I didn't feel so good, so I'm getting acupuncture tomorrow. Can you imagine? I'm gonna post on Twitter or something to keep you updated to see how it goes. Also, if you're impatient to the React course, well, I have 2 others that you can check out. The JavaScript and HTML course. In the description, you can get the whole bundle super cheap. Okay, that's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna check if my speakers still work. Take care.